This braided sweet treat is so much fun to make. It's a little bit like babka, but a whole lot easier and just as delicious. Do you want to find out what we're making next? Stick around. I'm Greg Lofts, and you're watching The Slice. Today we're making a totally to die for chocolate cinnamon swirl bread. In a saucepan, whisk together 1/3 cup bread flour, 1/3 cup milk, and 1/4 cup water until smooth. Cook over medium-low heat, whisking frequently, until thickened slightly but still pourable. That'll take about 3 minutes. If you're familiar with homemade yeasted breads, this may seem a little strange, but it's actually a technique borrowed from the Japanese. They make a bread called shokupan that's milk-based, and you cook the slurry of ingredients first, and then you'll see what we do with it in just a minute. Transfer to a small bowl and let cool until warm to the touch, about 10 minutes. In a bowl, whisk together 3 cups bread flour, 1/4 cup sugar, 1½ teaspoons kosher salt, and 1 envelope active dry yeast. It's important to make a well for your wet ingredients because we want to very slowly incorporate those wet ingredients into the dry. To the well, add 1/3 cup milk, 5 tablespoons melted unsalted butter, the cooked milk and flour mixture, and 1 beaten egg. Stir until a dough forms. Starting in the center, just stir outward gradually, and it'll pull that flour in until you have a beautiful dough. Now, if you want the easy way out, you can always knead this in a stand mixer with the dough hook attachment. I love kneading dough. It's one of my favorite tasks in the kitchen, so I'm doing it by hand. And there's no worry about it not being fully together yet. It will come together as we work it. Transfer to a lightly floured work surface and knead until smooth and elastic, and the top springs back when you lightly press it with a finger. This will take up to 10 minutes. Now, once the dough has come together and is tacky but no longer sticky like this is, go ahead and scrape up any excess bits on the work surface. You do not want those to accidentally get worked into your already formed dough. You're going to have strange looking bread in the end. And depending on how quickly and vigorously you knead, this could take anywhere from 6 to 8 to 10 minutes. It's more of a feeling than a timing. And there are a few visual cues too. I'll show you in a minute when we get there. Now that is a beautiful dough ball. Compact, it's smooth. See how it's springing back when I press it lightly? That means we've worked up those glutens. Transfer to a bowl brushed with butter, turning the dough to evenly coat. Cover with plastic wrap and let rise until doubled in volume, 45 minutes to an hour. Stir together 5 tablespoons softened unsalted butter, ½ cup of packed dark brown sugar, 1 tablespoon unsweetened cocoa powder, and 1 tablespoon ground cinnamon until smooth. Finally chop 2½ ounces bittersweet chocolate. Just double checking that there are no big rogue chocolate chunks here trying to wreck our swirl bread. Okay, that looks good. And the handy bench scraper, it's really quick work of picking it up. Preheat your oven to 375 and brush a standard size loaf pan with butter. Punch down the dough and roll out on a lightly floured work surface to a 12 by 16 inch rectangle. Here's a rolling pin hot tip. If you're a little thick in a place or two, like I am over here, you can anchor the pin with one hand and then roll just with the other. See how that's stretching out there? You're not disrupting the rest of the dough that way. Do this on all the corners to get it a little more squared off. Spread the chocolate cinnamon mixture evenly over the dough, leaving a ½ inch border along the edges. I really do wish you could smell this. Really take your time here to evenly distribute this butter, brown sugar, cinnamon, cocoa mixture. You're going to want to make sure there's a little bit in every single bite. Sprinkle evenly with the chopped chocolate. Starting at one short end, roll up the dough into a tight log. Pinching the ends and seam to seal. This is the part you're going to want to watch 3 or 4 times to make sure you get it right. It's actually really simple. Starting 1 inch from the far end of the log, cut through the dough vertically, all the way to the end nearest you. Look at all those lovely layers. Twist the 2 sections of dough outward 5 times. Twist, twist, twist. And braid, just one over the other. Really, really easy. Braid together, pinching the ends to seal. Press the braid together slightly to fit into the prepared pan. Cover and let rise until doubled in volume, about 30 minutes. This type of bread develops a lot of color in the oven, so I'm just using an egg white and water wash to go over the top. That'll give it a nice shine, but it won't develop extra color. If you are making something that needs more color on it, you would use an egg yolk, maybe a little cream. Ready for the oven. Bake until the bread is puffed and brown on top. 45 to 50 minutes. You will be so tempted to slice into this warm from the oven, but let it cool completely. You want that chocolate filling to set up completely before you slice into it. Otherwise, it's an ooey gooey mess. Look how gorgeous these swirls are. Oh, all right, this is my big, oversized, greedy slice. How gorgeous is that? Soft and sweet, just sweet enough. I'm gonna just stop talking now and eat. Happy baking. If you like this episode and want to see more, be sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications.